chat, maybe. There we go. All right, good afternoon, folks. In this video, I am going to show you how to get your WordPress site up and running, and I'll give you some helpful tips as we move forward. This part, so most of the tools that we've used up until this part of the course are fairly intuitive. They were designed with the idea that you had no experience going in. WordPress, on the other hand, is a bit older, and so it's a bit different of a tool. It's used for you to create a content management system for other people to use. And so, for example, Lakeland's website uses WordPress, so someone was paid to build that, and now we manage the content on it. All right, and so you'll see how easy it is to build this. You can get a website up and running in less than 15 minutes. So once once this veil is lifted, you can. I've had previous students use this to build sites for local companies or friends and family. Just remember that it takes time, so don't do it for free unless you're willing to work a lot for free. Okay. So first things first, we need to create an account that will allow us, will provide us with some web hosting. So a web host is someone who provides space to store your files. They provide bandwidth so people can download your pages and use your site. It's also the place where we will use our where we'll store our WordPress database. So that's all handled in the background for us in this case. So the site I settled on for us to use this semester is 000webhost.com. This is a free web hosting site. And so there are a few things about it that you really scream that it's free, and that is all of the free stuff will be kind of hidden. So here's Go Premium, here's Get Started. So they're saying 0 cost, so you would do Get Started. Down here, they're saying the most popular is $2.70 a month. You don't need to pay anything for this class, so we want the $0 a month. That sounds pretty good, right? Free sign up. And then you'll fill in your information. If you use an email that you don't have access to, this is how you would recover your password. So if you don't, so I would use an email address that you can check. So your Lakeland one is fine. If you want to use your personal email address, you can do that too. Just know that they'll probably send you ads and information to try to get you to buy stuff. So you can unsubscribe from that mailing list manually, or you can use a different email address. It's up to you. Don't use a fake one that you're going to lose access to. Also, we are going to be using a lot of logins, and so you know how people always say never write down your passwords? Well, for this, I'm giving you permission. So you're going to want to either write down on a piece of paper, or you can create a text file or whatever. Only use this for the stuff in class, because there's nothing in here that is connected to any of your private information or your financial information. Anything that can access that, you should never write down the username and password for. This is something that after this class, most of you will probably throw away. So instead of forgetting the username and password and right before the due date, I would write it down and keep track of it. So the first thing we're going to use is this 000webhost.com. You're going to create the account there. You're going to want to put in for your username, put in, whatever. You create some throwaway password that you don't use on anything else, and then you can write it down so you can reference it. Use your own passwords that you use for other accounts at your own risk. Okay. And then within this site, we're going to be creating multiple websites with WordPress. Each one is going to have a separate login. And so, for example, the one I'm showing you today is just a demo, so maybe I'll call it CMS Demo. Okay. What I would do is put in the name you want here, and then put in the actual URL to the website here to keep it straight. And then through this process, you'll see it'll ask you for a username and password for the WordPress installation. And then you will access the dashboard or the back end of that to make changes by using that username and password. And so we'll be creating one of these. Let's see what we have in the assignments. WordPress research is just some questions. Creating your first WordPress site. I need to update that one. It's using the old information. I have to change this all the time. So it's hard to keep up with actual material. So this video for now will be how to set up your first WordPress site. And I'll just make an assignment where after you've watched this video and done it, you can send me the link to make sure you've done it right, and I'll give you the points for that. Okay, and then you'll be making one website that is demonstrating the use of 3 different plugins that you research, find, and implement. That's like towards the end. I don't know why it's here and here. Let me get it out of here. I don't want to confuse you. Remove. Okay. So after we create our first site, we're going to explore different WordPress themes. Common themes, how do you find new themes, how do you test them out, how do you install them, all of that stuff. It's usually just a press of the button. Customizing themes, though, we'll learn a lot about doing that. And then we'll talk about plugins. And with the themes, you'll actually create 3 different websites using 3 different themes. And for the plugins, you'll create one website that uses 3 different plugins. Okay. I think that is all of that. So I'm just going to change this now so I don't forget. So I got to go in here. Get rid of this junk. Follow the directions in the video to create your first WordPress site. Directions. You will submit the link to the front of your site. Okay. And this will be a text entry box where you'll paste in the URL. Okay. So that's updated. So that should be clear. So we're going to go through the steps now. So after you've created your account for 000 web host, you can log in. And during this whole process, it'll probably be kicking up a bunch of like, hey, do you want help doing this? Or hey, do you want to pay upgrade? And they like to make the X tiny so that you can't see how to skip it. So make sure you're just observant, find that, skip everything until you get to the front of this My Websites thing or anywhere where it says create a new site. So we're going to want to hit that. That's our first step. Oh, darn it. I forgot to test this. Well, we can only have one website on here. So I will have to find something else. But we can still do the first assignment here. So I am going to, maybe I can delete this here. Lay down. Lay down. Alright, while this is loading. Okay, website settings. I'll show you how to delete one first before how to make one. It's not in here. Here somewhere. Details. Well, will it actually let me get rid of this? Let's upgrade it to dead. No. We don't, again, don't spend any money for this class. Feel free to fast forward to the part where I'm doing stuff. Okay. Sometimes you need help. Okay, let's search here. That's not going to help. Okay. Delete. Site. Site deletion. Oh, it takes up to 24 hours to delete. Okay, so we're not doing that. Oh boy. Okay, so anyway, you'll just have to take my word for it then, that when you're at the create new site, hit that button, and then you can set up, hit OK, get through it, and then it should bring you to the dashboard for that specific site. So this is the web host dashboard for your website. This is not WordPress at this point, though it looks very similar. And then if you scroll down, you should find a little button that says Install WordPress. You click that, and then you follow through the steps. So this is where you go back and you say, okay, I'm going to write down, when you were creating the site, it's going to ask you to give it a name. That's what you would put in as site name here, just so you can keep them separated. Put in, you can keep the username here the same, admin, that's fine, or you can change it. And then you can put in, they recommend a really long, complicated password for you, but yeah, I don't know, I think you want to write that down. So you can change this to whatever you're comfortable with, keeping in mind that it has to be 12 characters. Password must be longer than 12 characters, so 13 or more. Uppercase letter, number, special character, and don't worry about the rest. So typical username, password rules. Okay. You can leave the rest the same, hit install. It'll take it a while, so you can pause the video until that's done. But once it's done, you can now go over to this button where it says View Site. You go in, and it will show you the front page of the website. So now we have a live website here with all the default settings that they have in their thing. So it has a header section up here. I think this is the title of this page. This is a blog post. Over here on the right is kind of a, hey, look at all this stuff you can go do. There's no menu. There is a search built in. It finds, hey, there's this here. Here is a blog post that says, welcome to WordPress, la da da. They have a comment on there. People can come in and type on this, but we're going to be making websites, not blogs, so I'll show you how to disable this. If you want to make a blog, you just don't disable it. All right. So this is the front end. We can't do anything here. What you do is you go back to the front page of the site. You can just hit this. This is the address that you'll submit whatever it says on yours when you're done. Okay. So to get into the login, we type /wp-admin. That brings you to the backend WordPress login. And you know, I'm going to log out so I can demonstrate how that looks, but hopefully I don't forget my password. I did write it down, so hopefully I wrote it down correctly. Anyway, it remembers it here for me, so when you type wp-admin, you should see either the WordPress dashboard if you're logged in, or a login screen. Okay, so you put in your username, your password that you wrote down when you created or when you installed WordPress, and then you can log in, and that'll bring you to this is the WordPress dashboard. So these allow you to change all the settings for WordPress. Okay, and so I just happened to accidentally click on settings down here, and you can change, you know, some of the base properties, like, oh, I want my date to look like this, or this, or this. Times should look like this. Week starts on this day. That kind of stuff is important for a lot of different things. Not that important, not super important for us right now. Okay, so there are a number of ways you can change this, and it's not always straightforward. I haven't changed anything on this site yet, and if you're in the dashboard and you want to see what the page looks like, you just click up here where this little house is, and it will load the front of the page. And so I like to keep the dashboard open in one tab, so when I make changes I can just refresh the front end part of it and see what it looks like. So I'll go into more detail in the next video, but I'm going to show you just a few basic ways you can manipulate your site, because it's not as simple as just here's a page, put stuff on the page. It is kind of a modular thing, but it's hard to know where do these modules come from without some guidance. Okay, so let's look down here. If you are using this as a blog, you'll care about posts. This is how you can add new ones, sort them, look at all of them. Okay, we're not worried about that. We'll look at media later. That allows you to upload files and use those in your pages. Let's take a look at this first. Pages. Okay, let's look at all pages. And we only have two. We have the sample page and privacy policy. So let's click on sample page. And it looks like this WordPress installer includes a plugin that, unless they updated WordPress. Okay, so this will be similar. This should be similar to Weebly, if you remember that one. Okay, So we have, yeah, it's like Weebly. Each one of these sections is a block. So if we look at blocks, let's see, just seeing what's capable on this one with this plugin. All right, let's go back to the document. Okay, block. What do we have here? We have add a block. There we go. Up at the top. So let's get rid of this stuff. Select it and backspace. Okay. And so down over here, we can also add a block. It says, what do you want to add? Paragraph, heading, those pretty straightforward for text. WP Forms, this is a built-in, or not built-in, but this is a plugin this installation comes built in with. And so this allows you to build a form. Okay, but we'll have to look at that plugin before we do that. So let's add in a header or a heading. Okay, and you can adjust whether you want that to be larger or smaller. And over here we probably have some more options. For those of you who know HTML or are curious about HTML, one of the options here is edit as HTML. And then you can type it in as HTML, and then when you're done, you can switch it back to visual if you want to see what it looks like. And again, what we're looking at here, this is just a preview. It's approximating what the site's going to look like, but and this is just the page. It's still going to be surrounded by the other parts. So let's go back here. Let's change this back to H2, and we can add another type of block. Let's add a paragraph. All right. This is a paragraph. Add some text in there so we can see. All right. What else do we have? We set a heading. Okay, we can do a list. That's pretty simple. So just some basic text stuff there. And then, so we have this page. We want to preview it first. This is a nice feature. What's it going to look like on a desktop computer, a tablet, or mobile? Let's see with the desktop first. Preview a new tab. So here's what the page would look like the way we set it up right here. All the rest of this stuff is part of the theme. Okay. And some of these things are showing because we are logged in as the admin. If you want to see it without that, you can either log out, or we can copy the URL and open an incognito window, which is shortcut Control-Shift-N, and then it'll show us as if we're not logged in. So this is really what it looks like to people visiting it. They do not have... Why do I have two of those open? Must have forgot to close it from last time. This is the front page. Okay. Anyway. Nope. This one. There we go. And so, if we are happy with the preview, because you want to see it first, as soon as you hit update, it is going to be live. Okay, so update, page updated. And so I'm going to right click here and do open in incognito window. And here's what it looks like, just like it said it would. Okay, so we could add additional pages. So right now we are in the pages. The pages section of the WordPress dashboard. If we hit W up here, we can get back to the normal dashboard. And so let's make our own page. I don't know what that is. All right. Find the new button here. There it is up at the top. That's where you look for things, right? All right, so we can give it a title. My new page. Hello, welcome to my new page. And then I think I'm not worried about it. So I'm going to skip the preview, publish, double check. Okay, anyone can view it. Go ahead and publish it now. I think you can like stagger when you want it to be published, but I want it now and I want everyone to see it. And I'll go copy link, back to my incognito window, paste in that link, and now I have my new page. All right, so one problem that you've probably noticed is if I go back to the home page, there's no mention of the web pages here. There's no way to get to them other than searching for them. So that's not very good. If we go back to here, go back to the dashboard, and I'm going to view the site. Close these. So I'm going to go down to visit site. I'm going to right click and do open in new tab so I can have the dashboard open and the front of the page. Gives me this option right here, add a menu. Okay, click that, and then it brings me to menus and appearance. So you could have also gone to appearance, menus to get there. So I'm back in the dashboard. I'll just keep this open. So in the menus, this part's a little bit confusing. So I'm going to go ahead and walk through it now, and I'll probably do it again next time. So you have to build and name the menu so we know how to, if we want to use it somewhere, we can pull it out. So this menu name, we're just going to call it main navigation. Then we create it first. I guess we should check these settings. We want to put this menu in the primary location. That's determined by the theme, what kind of places you have, and then here it says automatically add new top level pages to this menu. Let's go ahead and do that. And now when we create it, okay, it appears here, and what you do is you can find your pages listed here and you drag them in here. So I'm going to put my new page, or so add menu items. No, I'm sorry, this one isn't this one isn't drag. It's select and then add to menu. Everything's a little bit different. Okay, and then you can say, okay, which one do I want first? This one you can drag, and you can change the label. So I'm just going to call it new page on the menu, but it'll still be my new page inside of the page. Okay, and then sample page, we'll just leave that one alone. Save the menu now that we've added those two items. And we want to go to our incognito window front view of our page, refresh it, and now we have links to those pages. New page and sample page. But each of those pages do not have the menu on it, so that's weird. So let's go ahead and use that. Manage locations. Select which menu appears in each location. Alright, I guess they don't want to do that the simple way. We'll look at, when we start looking at themes, how to add or manipulate the locations. I'm just going to turn on social menu here because I'm not sure what this theme is calling the social menu. I have an idea, but as I open every tab and every page till I get back to what I'm trying to do. Okay. I don't see it anywhere. If I go to new page, it looks like they don't even have that social menu added anywhere. Okay. Anyway, very weird that this does not show up on other pages. Let's probably a setting inside of the theme that we need to change. So if between now and the next video you want to take a look at some of this stuff, don't worry about breaking it. Don't think you can break it. With the way we're doing it, I don't think you can. Anyway, we'll be going over how to customize a theme. So, we have a little time. I can show you how to change themes. So it says right here, we are using the Shapely theme. If we want to try one of the other themes, so here's the 2020 WordPress theme. We can do a live preview to see what it looks like before turning it on the site, or we can just hit activate. And if we go back to the front of our site, we can see those changes. All right. And so it is built in this type of way. New page. Looks about the same, right? Looks like it only changed the front page. Actually, this is the first blog post. Oh, here are the social menu links. Other thing I was going to show you is that I forgot. Anyway, let's finish one thing before I move on. If you don't like any of these themes, which there's not that many to choose from, you can go to Add New Theme. It'll bring you to a marketplace of themes here. I believe most of them are free or have a free version, but you have to be careful. For ones that have a premium version, some of the features might be deactivated, so I don't think it will. For what basic stuff we're doing, I don't think it'll affect us too much. Let's check out. And so also, when you're looking at a theme, you're gonna have to choose the picture that go, or have the pictures that go in these places. Those are just to help you show where the pictures are going to go in the theme. So, this one catches my eye because it's kind of a cool picture, but this theme has nothing to do with that picture. It just has a spot to put a picture here with a menu under it, yada yada. Let's try this. This kind of looks like the 2020 one, doesn't it? Let's install it. So that just downloads it and copies the files onto your host in one button, which is nice. You used to have to go manually copy the files. And go ahead and activate it. Okay. No, I guess that is different. Some of the colors were similar. Alright. Now when we refresh the page, it'll have that new theme. Your ad goes here. Oh boy. Here's the title of the site. We can change that if we want. Here are the links to the pages. And with this theme, it does put the menu. Wait a second. That was weird. On the sample page, but not on the new page. Okay. So you can mess around with some different themes in here, but the real thing is what type of customizations can you do with that theme? That is really the important thing. All right. So under customizing the theme, this is where you have the power to change where all the different parts are on the page, turn them on, turn them off. All right. And so here it is. Since we downloaded this free theme, it says, hey, we have the pro version. Click here so we can see, so I can show you the differences between the pro version. We don't need to worry about that now. So let's go down through this. Theme options, general. There's a news ticker, but you can only use it on Pro, so we could probably find our own news ticker plugin that's free. Search icon in the menu. So right here there's a search button. Do we want that on or off? That's up to you. Sticky menu. Navigation menu stick to the top when scrolling. So if I scroll down now, menu's gone. Turn on sticky menu. There's the menu snaps to the top. Alright. Lazy load images. Can't remember what that is. Actually, I like the sticky menu on this one. Go to top button. That's this little button down here. So anytime you're not at the top, it appears. And you can go back to the top. All right. You can also just press home on the keyboard. Does the same thing. Some keyboards no longer have a home key. Or you have to use the function key with it. Or there's no home key if you're browsing on your phone, right? Okay, that was the other thing I wanted to show you. If we go, let's see, somewhere there should be a preview. Save your changes in order to share the preview. Okay. It's gotta be out here somewhere. Let's do save draft. All right. And then here's the preview link. Copy that, open it in, nope, this one. Alright, so this is what it would look like with those changes I made, with the sticky menu. Alright, what does it look like in mobile? Well, if you shrink down the window, you can see everything gets squished into a single column. The menus change a bit. The menu here, you have to press to see the options. And then as you grow, the resolution, it'll adjust for you automatically. So you can see it has different points in which it changes how the theme looks so that it can fit on multiple devices. Really useful to have that automatic. That's what I wanted to show you, is that you can view these as different. And I saw in the pages here. Let's go back into the one we created, my new page. And then the preview here says, what do you want to preview it on? Let's try mobile, tablet, and desktop. So you can see how things are going to look. Okay. So these are 4 separate options. This changes the preview of the page in the editor. And then this is how you can see it in the browser, in preview a new tab. All right, so let's see. Getting back to the WordPress dashboard is the W. Let's go back in to customize the theme. And so you can see there's a ton of options. Header text is black, but we could change it to blue. Looks like that's only affecting that. Let's change the background color. It's white right now, but let's use something kind of like a pastel, purpley color. See how that looks? Now it's really looking terrible, right? menus. Here we're going. menu locations. Your theme can display menus in 3 locations. Alright, we have our menu that we created from before. Let's view all locations. The primary, the social, and there's a copyright menu, which is useful. That is stuff down here apparently, links down here. Also, this stuff down here is all about the blog. I just want this to be a site without a blog, so I can turn that off by going into blog. Actually, no, we need to not within the theme do this. Maybe, widgets, that's what we want. So this isn't, I don't want this to be a blog, so I just want to get rid of the blog sidebar, which is this over here. So let's see. Is there a quick way? I think you just have to manually widgets displayed on those pages. Okay. Well, that's helpful to know. We can get rid of these. Remove. You'd think there's an easier way to do this at this point in time, but I guess not. I guess they assume you're going to use these. But if you're not, you can get rid of them. Alright. And then we have this spot down here, which is the footer areas. Footer 1 is empty. Footer 2 is empty. Footer 3 is empty. And footer 4, huh. I don't see that in there. Okay. Widgets. Oh, they moved it in here into footer. Alright, footer columns. It says 4 columns. Change it to 1 column. I think it's just going to cram it all. Oh, it's just going to show the first column. Okay, footer columns. Oh, okay, so now that we have that, we can just get rid of the widget in there somehow. So we gotta go back. And all these themes work just a little bit differently. Okay, let's go and save it. And remember, it's not gonna appear on your page until you publish. So if you know, you can probably just leave it to publish for now. So now let's take a look at the widgets, which is under appearance widgets. Alright, so here we have these different things. Can we get rid of these? To deactivate a widget, drag it back. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing any widgets in here, which is annoying. Because we want to get rid of this meta widget. Oh. Put this under inactive. Let's see if that breaks it. Okay, so now we can go back to the front of the page. And that stuff's all still there. I'm gonna hit a Control F5 to do a force refresh. Alright, that stuff's all still there. So let's go back to customize, or themes, customize. So it's appearance customize. And okay, this is what? This is just for this page. Turn this off. So a lot of times when you're doing this, most of the work is trying to figure out how your specific theme has organized things. Okay, I'm pretty sure we already looked in there. That's not it. Menus. We just looked in there. Footer. Would you believe that it's potentially in the footer area? It's not. Okay. Oh, and I didn't see these down here. You can always preview this in different modes also by switching these. So maybe this. Nope. Let's turn that off. Okay. How can we get that out of there? So save that. Go back. I keep wanting to hit this X, but it's gonna cause problems if I do. So it wasn't in any of these. Let's check the banner. So this is where the banner would go. This is where it would put it on the page. This is where you would change the link to go somewhere else. Okay. Banner. Checked in widgets. Checked here. Okay. Let's go back into blog. Nope. And then theme options. Maybe it's in here. Homepage settings. Here we go. This is okay. This is the important one to do if you want to change it from a blog. You got to find the homepage settings and do it as a static page. And then you can select one of the pages that you've created to use as your homepage, and it'll go there when people visit the site. And so this is what you'll do for most of your sites for this class. Okay. What's that new page as the page? And now we're only getting that menu. Go back to general. Nope. Okay. Well, and the thing is, not all these themes are going to be winners. So, you know, if you can't figure out how to do something basic, like get rid of some stuff on the page, probably not a good theme. So let's go back to one of the simpler themes here.
Turn to your game without having to switch some sticky buttons.
Yeah.
Everything you're saying is being picked up, so keep it. Did you hear me?
Wait, what? It's picking up. I'm so sorry.
All right. No, this one still has 10 minutes. All right. Sorry, got distracted there. Oh yeah, we're switching themes. All right. So let's go back to our list of themes, and we'll just go back to the basic one here, so I can show you what the type of things you were looking for. So they were using this Shapely one. Let's go ahead and see what that one has. Okay, so now let's go back to customize now that we've switched to the Shapely theme. All right. Oh, I see. Okay, so I think this is part of this site's WordPress installation. It says clicking the button will activate and set a static front page. All right. Import demo content. I think this sets it up as like a demo site, which is a lot easier to work with. And it might do all the things I'm trying to show you. And if that works, then we won't need to do those. Okay. Did it do anything? We'll see. Alright, anyway, I don't know if that works. So let's go back to customize. Alright, so this is a page that they added in with a bunch of default stuff, and they're setting it as the home page. Okay, it has no images in there, so it looks pretty blank. All the images are missing here. Okay, so did they get rid of that thing at the bottom? They did. Alright, let's look at our sample page, see how that shows up. Okay, we still have all the blog stuff on the side, so we can go into widgets, sidebar, and then remember that thing we had to do. Can I? No. Okay, wait, can I just get rid of it by throwing it off of there? No. So we got to do this again. Remove. There may be some widgets that you want to add in here later, but we don't want any of these starting ones. Okay, so we can get rid of that. Okay. And I don't know why I have two links here to these, but they added these pages. So we were looking at the front page, the new page doesn't have any extra stuff. Okay, they do have this little ad down here because they're using that theme. I'm not sure if that is changeable with the free one. Sometimes themes give you theme documentation, which is kind of like a guided walkthrough of everything you can do with that theme. That can be useful. Or you can just click around and try everything. Okay, main options, new. Ooh, transparent header and sticky header. Let's not worry about the colors. What are we looking at? What am I trying to do? We are trying to get this. Oh, that would be maybe the footer. It doesn't look like we can get rid of this. Ooh, here we go. Sometimes you see these, and then if you hit this, it'll bring you to where you can edit this. Okay, looks like we can't get rid of that with this theme. That's fine. Paying money to get rid of that's not required for the class. Alright, anyway, so the important stuff here is getting the site set up, and so that way you can send me the link to your page. Feel free to add or to your site. Feel free to add some pages, mess around with the menu, try some themes, and I'll go into more detail about the next assignment next time, and we'll go take a deeper look into themes and things. All right, have a good day, folks.